when you compete in a relationship, it throws off everything. You create a tug of war. That's what I call it, tug of war. It's a power struggle back and forth. Instead of acting like you're on the same team, you guys are acting like you're on opposite teams. We got the same jersey on. Yeah, it becomes adversarial. And with men, if you're an adversary, my job is to destroy you. Hey guys, we are back with another video. We are Meet the Simmons. Good to see you. How we doing?
We're doing great.
All right, go ahead and get in there, PSA.
Hey, we do even better if you like and subscribe. It really helps us as we're creating more content for you beautiful people, and it helps the algorithm. You know what I'm about to do. Ding!
All right. So today's video, we want to take a look at something. It's something that we have seen a trend in when we coaching and counseling couples. In a marriage, when couples compete, nobody wins. Everybody loses when a couple competes.
Yes.
And I know you're thinking like, what do you mean by compete? You know, I think in today's society, first of all, our women are taught to compete with men, to act like men, to operate in that masculine, and that works great in corporate America or on the job or wherever. It does not work very well in the home. And I think also men are taught this in this day and age that they have to not compete for anything, not assert themselves, and the only way to show emotion is through the way women show emotion, and that is not great. Doesn't work very well. So what you end up doing is you end up competing for, I don't want to say supremacy, but you end up competing for
leadership
and hierarchy in the home. Well, that's already been established already. If you are a believer, and if you are a person that believes that the man is the head of the home, the woman is the helper, that's the natural role people tend to fall into. But when you compete, when a woman goes to work, she competes all day. It's very difficult to come home and then shut it off. And when a man is not taught to compete and not taught to assert himself, it's hard for him to come into the home and for him to lead properly. So what are some things, what do you think about that?
I agree. I know how you said competing regarding like leadership in the home, but also competing financially, especially if one spouse is the higher earner in the home. So then that can create some sort of financial competition between the two. Especially if we're moving out of the traditional role of the man being the breadwinner, and now it's the woman that's actually earning it, or the higher earner. Yeah. So that can also cause a little bit of competition.
And I think it's fine. Wouldn't per se have a problem with the woman making more money. That's fine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean your role switches. That doesn't mean that the role switches. So what happens is, and what we fail to understand in society is that human beings have grown to be a certain way. I know I'm about to use a dirty word for Christians. We've evolved to be a certain way. Yes, human beings do evolve. Micro versus macro evolution. Everybody chill out. Don't be punching the air. All the Christians are punching the air.
Let's
Christians
do it.
are mad.
Christians are punching the air.
Yeah. The way that men and women have evolved is that we need polarity. There's nothing about a man that's sexy to me. Nothing at all. I love the softness of a woman, the femininity, the way they smell, everything. I'm a heterosexual male. So she's evolved to like certain things about men. And so what happens is when you have a man that's in a very, very beta male role, or very not assertive, or doesn't lead, it turns the woman off.
And can I just say, when we use the term beta male, all that means is people pleasing. Yeah. That's how I see it. If you're saying beta, you're talking about being a people pleaser. You're after making sure, if it's the wife, keeping her happy. So
putting her on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So basically, she's right. Let's just break it down while we're here, because I don't want nobody to be, he called. Chill out.
They might be punching the air.
Yeah, it might be, but don't punch me. I wouldn't recommend it. So. A beta.
I'm drinking my coffee.
When I say beta male, she's right. People pleaser. When you pedestalize your partner or anybody, they have a place in your heart and mind that they shouldn't, because that prohibits you from being on your purpose. That prohibits you from being the leader that you should be, because you had this person on this pedestal and they can't be corrected, they can't be held accountable, they can't be led. So that is a problem. That's a huge problem in the home, especially for a man. If you have your woman on the pedestal, and I love my wife, I respect her, but she's not on the pedestal. Me and her are doing this thing together. And so I can't correct her if I have her on a pedestal. Nobody corrects the queen. Nobody corrects the king. If I have her on a pedestal, she has me on a pedestal, we have a problem here.
Yeah.
Because that means I can't really communicate to her the way I need to. I can't tell her when she's wrong. I can't ask her to do this, do that. I become subservient, and that just doesn't work. So when I say polarity in a relationship, the man and woman need the opposites. They need to be opposites for the opposites to attract. So I can't be acting like a woman and expect my wife to get all hot and bothered by me acting like a little girl, you know, and she can't be acting like a man and expect me to be turned on by that, because I'm not turned on by other men. I'm turned on by a woman.
Yeah.
And so
that's a great point.
Yeah. And when you compete, you basically are screwing up the polarity. Like you're flipping it.
Yeah.
And so where neither one of y'all are getting y'all needs
I'm
met.
assertive, and now you've kind of
I've cowered.
Softened to be a people pleaser to me, to make sure that I'm good, that I'm pedestalized, and I'm happy because I'm assertive. I'm like, let's whatever it is we're in competition about.
Yep. And it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It does not help the relationship. You need polarity in a relationship to have genuine attraction. And when I say genuine attraction, I mean your wife literally wants to jump your bones. You really want to be with her. She wants to be with you.
You trying to get them noodle legs.
Yeah, you want the noodle legs. If you ain't getting the noodle legs, then that's the problem. So your wife is not attracted to you because you're acting feminine. Your husband not attracted to you because you're acting like a dude.
That's showing. Yeah, when you're talking in a heterosexual traditional relationship, that ain't sexy.
Not at all.
That ain't sexy at all. So I agree.
And so it creates the dichotomy where there's competition just screws up everything. When you compete in a relationship, it throws off everything. You create a tug of war. That's what I call it, a tug of war. It's a power struggle back and forth. Instead of acting like you're on the same team, you guys are acting like you're on opposite teams. We got the same jersey on. Yeah, it becomes adversarial. And with men, if you're an adversary, my job is to destroy you. That's the way we think. So that's not going to work at home. The kids are not going to flourish. It's going to be a whole problem.
And you see this, like if you go to a barbecue, a cookout, you're hanging out at a friend's house, and you know that you can feel that it's a tension. It's like an underlying tension between the couple, and you're talking to one spouse. Yeah, my husband, he goes to work, whatever. But obviously, I make more money than him, so we're good, because like you hear these little sly remarks because they are in that competitive state, and it's that underlying tension. You're like, oh snap, here come Marcus and Chantel. They go, like in your mind, that there's going to be a little bit of underlying drama because there is that competitive edge to that relationship, and it's just unhealthy. It's a party pooper.
I call it slick dissing. Like you slick dissing, like you being slick, but you really dissing your partner. You doing that. And so what happens when that happens? It stalls productivity in the home. The productivity in the home goes down. By productivity, I mean the way the home operates,
right?
The way what makes the home efficient. And whose wheelhouse does that generally fall into to make sure the home is efficient? The woman.
Yeah.
There's usually and I know if you watch our videos, we believe in gender roles, guys. So don't be punching the air on us. We believe in gender roles, and generally speaking, it's the woman's job to make sure the home is running efficiently. It's my job to make sure that we have problem solving in place, that we have provision.
That I would have all the tools in place needed so that the home can run efficiently. That's how the two work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so when you're competing for leadership, headship, whatever you want to call it, supremacy, domination, whatever words you want to use, it stalls the productivity of the home, and it prolongs the decision-making process.
Yeah.
And this is where a lot of people get frustrated at.
I agree.
The man gets frustrated because he can't make a decision because she's trying to compete against him. No, I think we should do it this way. Well, I'm going to do it this way. No, and then here's your tuck of war.
And ain't no decisions being made because we fighting.
Yeah. So you get nowhere.
You're not getting anywhere.
You absolutely get nowhere, and it becomes a whole problem.
Yeah.
And many couples divorce because of that simple reason, because somebody is you're trying to do a job that you're not meant to do, and he's doing a job that he's not meant to do. And then your productivity is down in the house. The house is a wreck. It ain't clean. The kids can't get the homework done. The dog done pooped everywhere. It's a hot mess. A home that's in disarray and stuff like that is a home that's out of order. And it's usually because mom and dad are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and there's something between them.
I agree.
I've seen it so many times.
We see it all the time. Again, when we're coaching couples, we see it all the time. And a lot of times I'll even say this, we've had couples that try to make it seem like it's manifesting or it's happening in the kids when really it's mom and dad out of order. So if you fix them, then everything else lines up. If you fix the head and you fix the helper, then you're going to fix the whole flow of the home. So
yeah, I mean the kids, the dog,
all of it, the in-laws, and whatever the other things that you want to add. ... If you fix this, starting here and here, starting with the head, but then also me fixing us, then everything else runs like a well-oiled machine. It just does.
And I think it's so weird to see a couple compete. It's just a weird. It's cringy to me.
It's uneasy, right? You're not comfortable. Like I said, you go to the barbecue and here comes Mark. Let's say we're the drama couple where we always competing, and he always got to one up me, and I always got to one up him. And he talking about. And it's in different ways. It can be financial. It can be relational. Yeah. Like, I got more friends than she got, and she can't keep no friends because of her attitude. Like you hear the stupidest stuff. Like, are y'all really competing over who got more friends?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing. Or the kids always come to me with stuff because I'm approachable, but she ain't really approachable. Or he always
I clean more than him. If it wasn't for me, we'd be living in squalor. All that.
I love your voice.
Becky be killing me with that. Oh yeah, he just he's my fourth kid, and I just Becky hush Becky, stop the cap. And they go back and forth like that, and it's just competing for attention, competing for sympathy, competing for all these other things, and you're losing. Everybody
loses.
The kids
you look
lose.
stupid.
Yes. So if you find yourself competing with your spouse, what do? It's real simple. Know your role. In the famous words of my guy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, know your role and shut your hole.
Can you do the eyebrow?
I can't. I can't do it.
Am I doing it?
You look weird. You're like you're having the colonoscopy.
Don't do that. A colonoscopy.
What are you doing?
Ew.
Anyway, you have to know your role. You on the same team. You have to understand that. That's the first thing. We're same team, same fight. Yeah. And so you got to know your role. What is my job? My job as a man in the house, to put it shortly, 4 P's: provide, protect, procreate, and problem solve. That's my job. Those in a nutshell. There's so much more to it, but I'm trying to make it easy for you. But
and I can summarize mine even more.
Go ahead.
Help. I help you. That's my job.
Yeah. So why am I trying to help her, and she trying to problem? She trying to protect. What you gonna do? You 5'4". What you gonna do?
If it go bump in the night, well.
Yeah. And that's why, and this leads to another conversation. That's why we always tell people we're not partners. We're not partners. And people will like, what?
What is that?
I mean, there are people that have literally started, even in the church, people get upset. We're not partners. We're not partners. I am her husband. She is my wife. We are not partners. We're not equal partners. And there's no way we can be equal partners, because if something goes bumping at night, who got to get up and go risk their life? This guy.
And it's funny, we don't have a problem with that in any other organization or any other entity or system.
Nope.
So there's a CEO, there's a COO. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're not running
queen.
Yeah, so we get that in other entities.
Vice president.
Yes, we get that in other organizations, other systems, other places, but when it comes to marriage, we got to be 50-50.
And that's a lie. That's
doesn't work.
Another marriage myth. There is no such thing as 50-50. There's no 50-50 partnership when it comes to marriage, because she doesn't have to die for me. I have to die for her. And and I take that. Men take that. We're fine with that. We understand it.
Yeah.
I understand that I got to get out here and work and make sure that we got food to eat. That is not her function. She can do it, but it's not her function. And so we're okay with that. But understand that with leadership comes certain things.
Yeah.
That means that when I'm leading you, sometimes I don't have to explain it. Don't have time to explain everything. Sometimes it's like, hey, baby, we need to do this and now. But I'll explain later. That's what comes with it.
And I love it. You'll be like, trust me. And then I shut my mouth. All right, got it. Because he's earned my respect and trust over years of his consistent leadership.
And for you fellas out there that are what's the word? I don't want to offend nobody.
Think of, take a little few seconds to think, because you'll say stuff.
For you fellas out there that are not leading properly, who are not on your game, not on your square.
Okay,
let's put that said. Not on your square. Don't expect your wife to follow you. Don't expect her to help you, because you have not earned it.
Yeah.
You have not earned it. My grandfather, God rest his soul, used to say, I'll pay the cost to be the boss. He used to always say, "Nah, he didn't pay the cost to be the boss, but whatever." But that's what he would always say. He would always say, "I'll pay the cost," and there is a cost around it. There's a cost to leadership. It is not fun. It is not something that you should sign up for just at haste. It is a lot of responsibility to lead a family. And I think a lot of men don't understand. They just want to be in charge of something. Well, if you're in charge of something, guess what? You are in charge of everything.
You tell that to our coaching clients when you're talking to the gentlemen, especially like when we're doing premarital. Those are fun. You always say, you just signed up for the toughest job you'll ever have in your life. Yep. And they look at you starry-eyed like, what do you mean? And you start breaking down what responsibilities have just been given to them, what responsibilities are expected. Like you said, somebody breaks in this house to protect.
It don't matter if they got a bazooka. I got to at least try.
Yeah.
I can't be up under the bed. How scared I am, I can't be up under the bed. Hey, baby, they gone yet? Like I can't do that. Yet? I gotta go out there and I got to die for my family. That's what it is. And then people, that's extreme. No, it's not. Guess what? I gotta go out here in this world and die to myself every day. Ooh, I gotta go on this job and deal with folks I don't like, a boss I may not care for, all these other things every day to make sure they got food to eat. Point blank, these lights are on. It don't matter whether I like it or not. Men die every day on their jobs. Men are 90% more likely to die on their jobs than women because we take the dirty, nasty, scary jobs.
The hazardous jobs.
So when people talk about equality, I don't see no female dish diggers out here.
I ain't digging no dish. I'm
exactly.
Cute,
so that's what it boils down to. So when we talk about we're not partners, she understands that, that with leadership comes a lot of responsibility. She don't want it. She ain't built to carry it.
Don't want it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the video here, but y'all don't compete with one another. Y'all on the same team. Same squad. I'm Shaq. She's Kobe.
Oh, I'm Kobe? Black Mamba?
Yes. So, we're on the same team. We're not going to fight against each other. I'm LeBron. She's Dwayne Wade. We're same team. And a lot of y'all out here can try to compete. Leave that stuff in corporate America. Leave it. Like I said before, ladies, when you get home, take your Wonder Woman cape off. Brothers, when you get home, I don't care what you're doing, put that Superman cape on. Because you're going to need it.
Yep.
You're going to need it. If you're going to do this thing the right way, you're going to need it. Mm-hmm. So.
And then it's beautiful when it works together. When everyone's in the right place and the role, it's beautiful. It's like a dance. It's beautiful. It works well together.
Nobody's being subjugated. Nobody's getting none of that beat on and stuff. All the extremes that people. That's the first thing when you have this conversation. That's the first thing people go to. They want to go to the extreme. Well, what if he go upside my head? People come up with some of the craziest scenarios just so they don't have to do their job.
Yeah.
It works better this way, guys. Trust me. So, with that,
enough said.